Warning, the following program contains extreme coarse language and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is extremely advised. Good evening, it's ADC, it's Talking Truth, and we're Talking Truth Thursday. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We're jumping on. We're trying to get back. For those that don't know, I was sick with COVID. Almost 3 years of being masked and social distanced, and it didn't matter. I caught COVID and it was nasty. I had a fever of 39.9. So I think the number was about 104.6, then 101. So did everything I could to bring that fever down. Finally, we're able to get some energy back slowly but surely. And we're trying to find the right time to come on again. And looks like Thursday is going to be Talking Truth Thursday as opposed to Talking Truth Tuesday, as that's better for our schedule. And you might join us at some point during the broadcast. We have our rescue dog, Curry, who is very much adjusting to the family here. And it's on Tuesdays, it's only myself and our youngest at home, and didn't want to have her home with the being with the dog unattended. So we're moving it to Thursday. Both my wife and daughter are out on Thursday, so this might work better for everyone. Hopefully to have guests next week, but we just wanted to jump in there. A lot of stuff going on. It's Alberta. That's where we are. It's still cesspool. I guess there was a great celebration of the limited amount of acetaminophen that was brought in, from Turkey. Part of that Premier Danielle Smith's presser about how she's going to bring children's medication. So the caveat on that, though, is the fact that medication does not come in child-safe receptacles, so it cannot be sold to the public. So it's only good for the hospitals, and which is great if our children are still catching COVID, like I caught COVID, and are deathly sick. Like I was very sick and had a high fever, and thankfully I was able to bring that down after a few days, and it was awful. It's not a mild cold. Anyway, the whole aspect is the this medication is there for the hospital, so that is the good news. Bad news is there's still shortages across the province and across the country and across North America for this medication that is to help our children from having high enough fevers that they could have a stroke and die. So that's the news there. Then last week, the Premier was visiting Red Deer, opening up a location that they're just building, or just finished building, I guess, in regards to the recovery community. And I'm just going to share my screen here quickly, and we're sitting here going, what does this mean? And this means, and so this is from a story from Red Deer News Now and our friend Josh Hall, fantastic reporter, by the way, journalist. Follow Josh's work at VanCan19 on Twitter. So Premier Daniel Smith on the 12th, so exactly 7 days ago, was at the Northland Recovery Community touring alongside Mental Health and Addictions Minister Nicholas Milliken, Mayor Ken Johnston, and just announced the operator will be Edgewood Health Network. Building is finished with clients to come shortly, which brings 75 beds. So here's the thing about the Edgewood Health Network, and this is where I had some hesitation here. So Edgewood Health Network Canada is their network of recovering centers offer medically excellent mental health treatment from coast to coast. We cover a wide range of needs from outpatient therapy to short-term detox stays and multi-month treatment for mental health and substance use disorders. So in theory, this is good. In theory, they're like, oh, they want to help me already today. So they're dedicated to the best outcomes, long-lasting recovery for mental health disorders, trauma, and addiction for both patients and their loved ones. And they've got their mission statement, their values. There's their CEO. You can read more of that. So edgewoodhealthnetwork.com is and we'll pop it in. When we do the replay on YouTube, we will pop in all the information for this. So their approach, their values, their mission, how it works. This is where we run into some questions here. So Joe Manget is the chair of the CEO of Edgewood Health Network. Prior to his career in healthcare, Joe was a senior partner at the Boston Consulting Group, where he led BCG's largest global practice area. In addition, he was head of BCG Canada for several years. Prior to his consulting career, Joe was also a senior manager at IBM Canada. He holds board positions at several other healthcare organizations and is a co-founder and board member of LEAP Center for Social Impact, the chair of the Health Sector Audit Committee for the province of Ontario, and reviews spend with the Minister of Health and all these different things. He's got education from Stanford, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Great. Joe is highly qualified to do this stuff for Edgewood that's going to run this facility in Red Deer, Alberta. This is what they're talking about. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do a little more research on Joe Manget here because right now there's been a lot of talk here in Alberta with the Premier and the UCP government about tiered healthcare. And contrary to beliefs, there already is tiered healthcare in this province. There's tiered healthcare across the country. So my example is always look at professional sports and professional athletes. They get the best care possible and they don't have to wait in line. So that's your top tier healthcare that's paid by the private corporations that own the professional sports franchises or the individual ownership group. And then there's another tier. So you've got these private clinics that also help the sports franchises, but also will take on the general public. And you can either get referred to by your doctor to get it at a lower rate or sometimes covered by AHS. But you can also just go directly to them and pay the fees to have these services performed. And that's anywhere from your basic rehab to full-on surgery. And that can be taken care of on your dime. So you've got your elite athletes at the top and the sports organizations and the elite, the wealthy, who have access to these things. And then the next tier down is your people, your private facilities that also do public work, but mostly do private work. And you can jump the queue, or if you're in line or in the queue with AHS waiting for surgery, especially surgeries like knee replacements or any sort of injuries there, that's when we are why you're sitting on the wait list, you can just jump the queue and go to some of these private facilities. And then your third tier is your universal health care that Canada has. So already we have a 3-tiered system. No one wants to talk about that 3-tier system, but it is there. So go back to Edgewood and Joe Manget. And Joe doing a little bit of a check the Google machine. And Joe is affiliated with a organization called MedCurrent. It's a physician-founded clinical decision support company focused on improving the quality of care and managing health systems costs through our innovative and scalable solution. OrderWise, our solution enhances the clinical decision-making process with real-time evidence-based guidelines integrated at the point of care to improve health and healthcare delivery. Deep healthcare experience, superior technology, business agility make MedCurrent a global leader in CDS solutions. So there you go again. Joe Manget's an operating partner at AlignVest. So what is AlignVest? That's another company that he's affiliated with. And Edgewood Health Network. So in Edgewood Health Network, when we go back to their website, it does not say anything of this, but it's a Canadian-based private pay mental health and addictions treatment platform. So that's the focus here with our premier and with the UCP government, is to move our mental health and our addiction services to private pay treatment, which means that's the private pay treatment that they want on when she's talking about a healthcare account and having this whole facade of you can manage your own healthcare account and be manageable for those services. Problem with the services are private, and the services are private for profit, which means they're either going to cut corners to ensure that they stay within the budgets, or they're going to take away the services that are available to the public under the universal system and force it to be a pay to play or a Alberta wealth care system, as we've been talking about for many years since the UCP government has got into power. So that is where we're at with the addictions and mental health support. So safe consumption sites in the province are closed. We've got more people overdosing. These numbers aren't being provided. And the facilities that the UCP government and the Alberta government, the UCP party, are providing us our pay for profit. So have a little bit of difficulty there. Have difficulty with the mayor of Red Deer supporting this, Ken Johnston, who is very much a social justice advocate, has been an advocate for community. I want to know where the cost is coming from. I want to know who's going to put up those costs. I already know that there's a fight that where the people need it in Red Deer, they're not getting the location of those units are not where the other supports are. So if you are someone in poverty or someone not of wealth or privilege, then you're pretty much SOL when it comes to having access to other aspects outside of the pay for profit detox center. So that's where we started with the premier last week. So this week we have the opposition leader, Rachel Notley, and the opposition candidates, Michelle Bear, in Red Deer, and a lot of discussion, and Jaylene Tweedle. and it was basically full-on NDP promotion of this visit today. And so we'll just quickly share our screen here. So as you can see, current MLA for St. Albert, Marie Renault. Red Deer will be so well served by these two strong women as MLAs, they'll ensure Red Deer residents have access to public health care in their communities. Joe Ceci. Alberta NDPs uncovered government documents projecting 2-year delay for the Red Deer Hospital expansion. The documents indicate a 2032 to 33 completion when the UCP claimed to be finished by 2030, 2031. Yet more UCP healthcare chaos. Opposition leader Rachel Notley. If elected, we'll press forward urgently with the expansion of the Red Deer Hospital. We'll explore any opportunity to speed up the timeline. And Michelle Bear, her candidate, will move forward urgently, just quoting Rachel Notley. Their comms person, who was not very polite while on vacation, questioning not using the Alberta NDP Rachel Notley brand. After 4 years of UCP chaos and inaction, a stable Alberta NDP government will get an expanded Red Deer Regional Hospital built and staffed. And Michelle Bear. We heard you, Central Alberta. We will build you a new hospital. We will also move forward with the Red Deer Hospital expansion and staffing at the existing hospital. A caring, competent NDP government will get the job done. End quote. That all sounds great. Absolutely. It sounds a heck of a lot better than having it delayed till 2024, or sorry, 2040 or 2040, whatever the number is. However, what we need to understand is the fact that the Notley NDP government, when they were in power, did nothing for Red Deer Hospital. A lot of promises, but nothing was provided. The government prior to that did nothing for the Red Deer Hospital. The government prior to that did nothing for the Red Deer Hospital. Jason Kenney and the UCP came in and did nothing for the Red Deer Hospital. A lot of photo opping, a lot of shovels in the ground. And as one of our people here in the Red Deer area commented, and let me just see if I can quickly find that. And basically calling it a GD dog and pony show political, because that's all we have right now. All we have is a bunch of performative politics. Central Alberta is bursting at the seams with their hospital. The Red Deer Regional Hospital is doing the best they can. The staff are doing the best they can with what they have. What they have is a MASH unit under the guise of a hospital. I can say that because at the start of COVID, I had a kidney stone that was so large that it could not be removed without a stent procedure. So I was, thankfully, my doctor was Dr. Pugsley at the time, who was on call at the Red Deer emergency department when he saw me. Dr. Pugsley was also the doctor when I first came in for kidney stones, also did my vasectomy. So I've had many dealings with Dr. Pugsley in his office and 100% professionalism there. So he was able to, I was very privileged, using the white privilege aspect, to be admitted into hospital. Now, that's where the privilege ends, because the hospital is only going to give you what they can. So I was on a wait list for the stent procedure, which is basically surgery. And the surgical stent procedure was waitlist. They thought, well, maybe this was Sunday afternoon. Maybe I could get might be overnight, possibly Tuesday. I got the stent procedure on Thursday, which was actually quite timely regarding with other people. My roommate at the time, older gentleman, was having hip replacement and couldn't move, couldn't do a lot of things, and his surgery continued to be delayed. The aspect there was when I was going in for my procedure, rooms, food, whatever, it's hospital. Like it's not going to be what you see on Grey's Anatomy or anything like that. So I'm not going to complain about that. What I am going to discuss is the fact that when I was put down for the surgical procedure, one of the reasons why the surgeries were delayed, because my stent procedure was not priority, which I understand. It was not a life-threatening procedure at the time. Excuse me. But when I was brought down from my room to the surgical area, it was a MASH unit. It was a lot of tented off beds to try and keep COVID at bay. There's not enough surgical operating rooms in the Red Deer Hospital. So we have to wait, and we're waiting in tents. They're like outside in the hall, outside in whatever. And they did the best they could with what they had, because that's what they could. The doctors, the nurses, the medical professionals in that facility are doing the best they can with what they have. Unfortunately, what they have is no support from any government that's been in power in the last 20 years. So when the opposition leader, Rachel Notley, and the NDP start touting that they're going to do great things and they're going to build hospitals and they're going to do that, I call bullshit, because Rachel Notley did nothing while she was in power. She did a lot of review of things. And when Red Deer Hospital was on a urgent need for cardiac facility, it got moved off the list. Priority was given to Calgary. Priority was given to Edmonton. Red Deer was not given priority. And that's fine. We're looking at population. I understand that. But that's what continues to happen, because that's where the voters are. Because here's the thing, in central Alberta, it seems to me the conservative governments, the majority of the people are going to vote for, currently will vote for a picket fence if it's painted blue. But you know what that gets you? Talking to you voters, because we're coming up, there's going to be election. She's going to hold off for as long as she can, but there's going to be election in this year in 2023. So when you're looking at who to vote for, do you vote for the person that's now promising you a new hospital that didn't deliver last time they had the opportunity to fulfill those promises? Do you go for the person who has lied the entire time they've been in their short-term office, or their predecessor who lied the entire time they were in office? I would say no. So right now, I'm going to urge you to look at a third party. Look at the Green Party, look at the Alberta Party, look at the Alberta Liberal Party. Look at who the candidates are running in the areas. Right now in central Alberta, I know they're holding off till the election call is, but go and research the parties themselves, look at their platforms, look at what they stand for. Because I know what the NDP stands for. It's a lot of misogyny. It's a lot of racism. It's a lot of sexism. It's a lot of colonialism. And it's sure as shit capitalism. The UCP is awful. They're killing Albertans daily. Numbers are being hidden. COVID's over. Oh, we're in an endemic. Bullshit. We're in an endemic. Why the hell did I get COVID? When I'm masked and social distanced, I don't go into a public place without at least having a cloth mask, usually a KN95. But I got COVID, being social distanced and being masked for almost 3 years. It's not an endemic. It's still there. COVID is airborne. Our kids are the canary in the coal mine. Long COVID is going to destroy lives. It's already destroyed many lives. It's going to destroy even more because everyone went back to business. So, again, I look at when you're looking at your election, when you're looking at AB Health, when you're looking at AB Poly, when you're looking at the AB Ledge, who do you want to represent you in the legislature? Who do you want to represent you in the next election? Do you want someone who continues to tell you stories and never fulfills any of the promises? Do you want someone who's going to lie to you and kill you? Or do you want someone who actually has some common sense and is looking for an absolute, looking for the answers, looking for consultation, not looking to tell you what to do, but looking to engage with you to learn more of what you need? That's what the third parties here in Alberta are willing to do. Please do your research on the Alberta Party, the Green Party, the Alberta Liberal Party. Don't listen to Charles Adler about Rachel Notley's the only vote and your third party vote doesn't matter, because it sure as hell does. In the United States, here's a little bit of a number for you. Currently in the United States, the majority who would be the next president of the United States, the number is independent or undecided. They have more votes than the Republicans and the Democrats combined. I guarantee you, if you put in a third party, even if you put in 5 to 10 seats of third party, they're going to come together, collaborate with whoever has the most seats to get things done in this province. So that's me on the soapbox. We're talking about, you want to make change, vote for change, vote for the third party. Follow us on Twitter at ADC Talking Truth, on TikTok at ADC Truth. We're on Twitter at ADC Truth, at ADC Talking Truth on Facebook. All the platforms, all the stuff is in the information there. And remember, it's going to be Talking Truth Thursday. So we look forward to seeing you again next week.